This is the only picture I could find. And it's just of the building of a Jehovah's Witness hall and a police officer. And then they said that there was a dead body found out in front. Apparently there was a murder-suicide. I couldn't find a picture of the man and the woman. And this is in Thornton, Colorado, somewhere. Somewhere in Colorado, far, far away from me. Ellie, Quinlan, Hal, Tailing. Police saw warning signs ahead of Colorado Jehovah's Witness Center attack. The Daily Beast. The man behind the Christmas Day attack on a Colorado Jehovah's Witness Center had bombed a local union office earlier that same morning. So this is December 29th, 2022. Yeah, 4 months ago, but only 4 months ago. The man behind the Christmas Day attack, he attacked a Jehovah's Witness Center and a local union office. Is this guy a terrorist? Is this guy a terrible person? Or was he fucked over? Now, a lot of times people will say, oh, that person he snapped because he felt an extreme sense of injustice. An extreme sense of injustice. You know, the Constitution of Colorado, the preamble, it calls for establishing justice. You know, the preamble to the U.S. Constitution, it calls for establishing justice. You ever heard the Bible? It goes on and on about justice. Who the hell's against justice? MLK's for justice. Let righteousness and justice flow like mighty stream, river, ocean, something. So the Thornton Police Department said that apparently he tried to bomb 2 places. And they said that the person, he had violent tendencies and he had bomb-making abilities. Violent tendencies and bomb-making abilities. 8:45 a.m., Enoch Apodaca. That's the guy's name, Enoch Apodaca. Entered his office at the IBEW Local Union 68 building with what witnesses described as a large bucket. Then the 46-year-old exited the premises. A large explosion occurred. The business was closed at the time and nobody was injured. So he didn't get the Jehovah's Witness place. The Kingdom Hall didn't blow up, but apparently the Union blew up. The Union Hall. IBEW Local Union 68. He had a large bucket and a large explosion occurred. And then 15 minutes later, authorities were called to the Kingdom Hall where Apodaca is suspected to have directed his wife, Melissa Martinez, to back their pickup truck into a window at the place of worship. Apodaca then broke the window with a hammer, inserting 3 explosive devices into the center, none of which detonated. Enoch then approached Melissa, whom had exited the truck, and shot her in the back of the head with a shotgun. Enoch then shot himself with the same shotgun. Only 2 people were inside the center at the time, with a church service scheduled to begin 30 minutes later. One used a fire extinguisher to douse a blaze. A bomb technician found that a fuse on one of the devices nearly detonated before being extinguished or experiencing a malfunction. The couple, who are believed to be disgruntled former parishioners who were no longer welcomed at the church, were only fatalities from the plot. They weren't even excommunicated. Fucking religion, though, man. You know, with all the anti-Semitics out here, I wouldn't mind getting rid of all the fucking religions, the fucking Buddhists, Muslims, Christians, and just keep the Jewish folks. Because I think eventually, after 50 years, the Jewish folks will... A lot of Jewish folks are atheists anyways. So the logic and reason, they'll be the ones who get it right. They'll be the ones who figure it out first. So they had been kicked out of the same congregation 3 years prior over similar bomb threats. You're not really saying anything. You just keep saying this guy's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. He's doing bad things and he's bad guy. He's doing it for a reason, right? He should just let go, right? Okay, if the fucking union and your church is in, not, find a different union, find a different church. I know it's hard. It's not an easy thing, but, motherfuckers are tribalistic and just go find some other fucking friends, Motherfuckers want to be motherfuckers. Motherfuckers want to be motherfuckering around. So they're just saying that they saw warning signs, but really they're not saying anything at all because why is he so pissed off? Did he invest a whole bunch of money? I mean, why is he so invested in this? Despite numerous warnings, there were no records indicating that police took action in either of the cases. So, okie dokie. I mean, I don't know what they were expecting. Now, according to the rules of evidence, you could get DNA evidence. That's okay by the Shrek decision, 2001 Shrek decision from Multiplex DNA Testing Systems. Multiplex. Destroying evidence is not good. You cannot destroy evidence. That's illegal. 1999, Brooks, Colorado, the dog tracking evidence was okay. That's interesting. Dog tracking evidence. Video evidence is okay. Photographs are okay. Videotape is okay. Eyewitness testimonies are okay. Video fluoroscopy is okay. Video fluoroscopy, fingerprints, circumstantial evidence is okay. DNA evidence is okay. Dog tracking evidence is okay. Video animation of shaken baby syndrome is okay. That's 2001 Cawley decision, appeals court. Collateral conjecture evidence is not admissible. No hypnotic traces, though. No voice print analysis. Relevant and material is the standard. 2003 Martinez says that we have a liberal admission of evidence. So relevant and material, that's pretty much all the evidence that's fit to print. The victim's rights statute says even the witnesses that don't have any knowledge of anything is a witness, because you got to say no. Evidence excluded as irrelevant. 83 Los Kutoff. Colorado rules of evidence strongly favor the admission of evidence. 2001 Medina decision, appeals court. Okay, so a man who put 3 failed explosive devices inside a worship hall of Jehovah's Witnesses in suburban Denver before killing his wife and himself there on Christmas morning is suspected of causing an explosion at a union building. So Christmas Day, goddamn, Merry fucking Christmas, huh? The murder-suicide Enoch Apodaca, 46, entered the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 68 building with a bucket. There was a large explosion. They said that it was his place of business, and they said it was closed and nobody was hurt, and that the bucket was similar to the one used at the worship hall. A bucket. Just over a year before the explosion and shootings, a representative of Apodaca's former employer, Sturgeon Electric Company, said Apodaca told a local 68 representative that he would shoot his wife and the union representative and then will come after the people responsible after he and his wife lost their jobs. The accusation came in an application for a protection order first reported by the Denver Post. The document noted that Apodaca had been fired June 2021, but did not say why. People, when you fuck with people's lives, people just, are shitty for no fucking reason. Apodaca and his wife, identified by the coroner as 44-year-old Melissa Martinez, arrived at the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses in Thornton. That devil-worshipping Robert Pickerel, he didn't pay for any of the... He owes planning and zoning over $2,000 worth of permits. He committed crime after crime after crime. There were so many crimes that had happened over in Costilla County that before I got there, major crimes. And then when I got there for 2 years, the crimes kept on continuing. Even when I had to go to court, there was several incidents of things that had happened. So I'm just supposed to get fucked for the rest of my goddamn life because you dumb motherfuckers don't know how to believe a good, honest man? A good, honest man said some shit went down. He called the law because he's a good, honest man, and he reported the shit that he fucking saw. And then eventually the cops got tired of answering the 911 call from the good, honest man, and so they arrested the good, honest man because he fired a couple warning shots at some asshole that was jerked his steering wheel, acting like he was going to run over the guy's dogs. Apodaca directed his wife to back up a truck to a window before breaking the window with a hammer and putting the explosive devices inside. Apodaca then shot her before shooting himself. I wonder what happened there. Did it... seems like they had a plan. They tried to ignite the thing and then it didn't blow up, right? So it didn't blow up, so he's pissed off at her and says, what the hell did you do? And then she says, oh, I pulled the plug on the thing. Or they said that it looked like it just didn't, the fuse didn't go all the way. So really, sometimes if you light a firecracker, the fuse will go right up to the thing and then just go out. So then you have to try to light the fuse real close to the thing, but it's you don't even have half a second to get away. You gotta like light it and throw it, and it'll, explode in the air. Firecrackers. We're allowed to have firecrackers. Indiana. We're allowed to have firecrackers in Indiana. None of those devices detonated, but a bomb technician found that one of them nearly did before malfunctioning or being extinguished. No explosives were found in the couple's home. That's interesting. So this motherfucker knows how to make bombs, which, okay, how the fuck does he know that shit? And then no explosives. So he knows how to make bombs and only had the materials on site. So that means he had to get the materials like fucking, I guess, like nitroglycerin or some shit, or goddamn sulfuric acid or something. I don't know. He had to find fucking, some uranium. Like, I'm sure you could just, back in, 2052, we'll have uranium in the local fucking cigarette machines. Those old cigarette machines, vending machines. But if they had no bomb-making stuff at the house, where the fuck did he get this shit? How the fuck? I mean, I have a lot of questions. I got a lot of questions. And they said the authorities knew he was a person that knew how to make bombs and was a threatening person. I guess they're trying to say something about red flag, but really, if he has a strong sense of injustice, what's his fucking gripe? What's his reasoning? It's crazy in Colorado that you can file, or they could try to file a felony on you by just an information, but sometimes you're not even allowed to get a self-defense claim. So they could point their stinking fingers at you and say, you're a felon. And then if you say, nuh-uh, yeah, huh. And no, you're not allowed to say nuh-uh. I'm allowed to call you a felon, but you're not allowed to say nuh-uh, nuh-uh, uh-huh, nuh-uh, uh-huh. But it was self-defense. Shut up. We'll strike that from the record. He didn't say self-defense. He didn't say warning shots. Strike that from the record. The Post also reported Wednesday that police in nearby Westminster had received 7 calls to respond to Apodaca's home, including September 2021, including one on September 13th, 2021. Wow. September 17th, 2021 was when the warning shots had happened, in which a person warned police that Apodaca was threatening violence, using drugs, withdrawing from family after he and his wife lost their jobs. In the service records provided to the newspaper for 3 of those calls, there is no record of the cases progressed past the initial call. Yeah, you got to have a job. You work or die in America. So once they lost their job, they need to pick up and get another job or get on unemployment immediately. I mean, basically, the clock is ticking, right? So you only got a limited amount of resources, and the more you eat and the more you live every day, the less and less. An officer responded to Apodaca's home in response to September 13th. It's made by a cousin. No report was written because the officer did not find any crime had been committed. Westminster Police spokesman Sergeant Ray S. Linger told the Associated Press. And that's all the details right there. So Kingdom Hall, Jehovah's Witness. They're saying it's in Denver. Thornton Police, a suburb in Denver. Investigators found personal belongings that had been set out and marked to be given to specific family members. It's almost like they knew that there was going to be a murder-suicide. And who is they? And who is Enoch Apodaca? What is that? What kind of name is that? Who are these people? How come we don't have a damn picture of them? They didn't have a fucking Facebook or a Twitter. Nobody took a picture of them ever. Usually these media companies, they'll find a picture somewhere, but we don't have any kind of picture whatsoever. So, rules of evidence. We want to go over the rules of evidence real quick. Yes to videotape. Yes to DNA. Yes to photographs. Yes to video fluoroscopy. Yes to eyewitness testimonies. Yes to fingerprints. Yes to circumstantial evidence. Yes to gang affiliations. Yes to gang affiliations. The 2003 Martinez decision says that we have a liberal admission of evidence in Colorado, and then also the CRE, the Colorado Rules of Evidence, strongly favors the admission of evidence according to the 2001 Medina appeals decision. No to polygraphs, no to keg test, no to voice print analysis, no to hypnotic trances. The trial court can say no to cumulative evidence, but if that's the only thing they're saying no to, then there's got to be more than just no to cumulative evidence. According to the 1994 Salas appeals decision, if evidence is relevant and material, its admission is not error merely because the evidence is cumulative. Video animation of a shaken baby syndrome, 2001 Cawley appeals decision. You're allowed to have a video animation of shaken baby syndrome, which that's going to be important for this case coming up. A 2-year-old, another kid. Goddamn, Colorado, you got to stop killing your fucking kids, man. You got to stop killing your fucking kids. Nature doesn't kill their fucking kids. That's a rule for species, for humanity to survive, for your own family, for your own progeny, for your own legacies, you selfish fucks. It's not even in your self-interest. You hurt your kid, you hurt yourself. I mean, not just your own feelings and shit for what you fucking did, but you're gonna go to jail for life. And it just keeps happening over and over again. I can't believe there's like more cases. Denise Cordova did it in Conejos County. 2-year-old found dead in a crib, March 24th. 2-year-old found dead in a crib. You had that Letitia Stouch who fucking stabbed the shit out of a 11-year-old. 18 times stabbed him. Gannon. Poor Gannon got stabbed 11 times. 11 times. Or 18 times. And then shot. And then stuffed in a suitcase. And then thrown over a bridge in Florida. She's from Colorado Springs. That Michael Ninema, he was drowning his son in the damn river. Michael Ninema was. And then who else? That Demetrius. He got tied up. 8-year-old Demetrius got tied up by his mother aunt, and they tied him up and kept beating him until he died. Chris Watts, he killed both of his 2 daughters, killed his wife. His wife said, please stop, after he hit her in the head with a shovel 1 time. Put a little cover over her head, acted like he was playing a game, took a shovel, hit her over the head. Why? Like Susan Smith, he had some sex. He was going to get some sex off to the side, so Susan Smith had a boyfriend, and she thought that the children were holding her back. So she's going to get rid of the kids in order to keep her man. Stand by your men. Denise Cordova, she said that her explanation was that the toddler stood up in the stroller and then fell down and then hit the head on the concrete or something on the ground, and that's what did it. Maybe, maybe not. That other woman, Emily Canales, 5-year-old Emily Canales, is going to get killed by her own mother. They were divorced, so her own mother's jealous as shit, has a crap life, and just smacked Emily Canales. She says, according to the mother of Emily Canales, slapped her 3 times, and that's what killed her. When she slapped her 3 times in the bathroom. 3 times? Yeah, more like fucking 12. You just kept hitting her. You snapped her neck. A 5-year-old kid. So that goes against nature. That goes against humanity. That goes against America. It goes against Colorado. It goes against good sense, common sense. It goes against society standards. It goes against so much fucking shit. And yet it continues to fucking happen. Baby Laca in Pueblo. There was another 18, 19-year-old going to go to jail for 55 years. They didn't even say what happened with that baby, but just found the baby newborn, basically, half buried in the dirt. So, 2001 Cawley decision, the video animation of the shaken baby syndrome. We're going to see 2001 Cawley appeals decision over and over again. Because you're allowed to put a video animation, and that would sway the jury, but it would sway the jury that if somebody shakes a baby that kills the baby, then that was a terrible death. And so if you didn't shake the baby, I don't know, it could be prejudicial because it's a video animation, and you're insinuating that that person did this thing. And so if you put the animation together with what they're... So the animation isn't proof of the crime, but they're saying that the video animation of shaken baby syndrome is okay. It's admissible. It's relevant and material. And that's the standard. Relevant and material. So in the 1994 Salas decision, because you could throw shit out if it's cumulative, apparently cumulative evidence, you could throw it out. But if the evidence is both relevant and material, and it's also cumulative, you can't throw it out just because it's cumulative. Its admission is not error merely because the evidence is cumulative. So that's just some rules of evidence there.